Welcome back, Hodlers. Today we're going to be talking about Cardano. You all know that I hold a good chunk of Cardano. I'm really happy with how Cardano has performed even during the dip. It held pretty well. But is Cardano a little undervalued compared to where it could be? In this video, we're going to talk all about that and go over some Cardano analysis. But if you do like this video, go ahead and give me a like. It really helps share these videos out and support the channel. Also, make sure to subscribe to not miss any of that crypto content. So first and foremost, let's talk about some of the news and recap what's going on with Cardano. Now, we know Cardano or ADA is in the Alonzo purple phase, so we have a lot coming down through Alonzo. But on top of that, Cardano is working at launching a connector bridge for ADA to work with decentralized applications. So this is something that's commonly needed for something like a DEX or anything that you need to bridge funds onto that decentralized exchange or onto the network. So you can obviously tell that they're making more connections to have that functionality. So this announcement is coming in anticipation of the Alonzo upgrade, which again, we are currently in the purple phase. And this phase will allow for decentralized application makers to make their dApps on the network. And of course, that's going to be pretty bullish because there are going to be a lot more functions that Cardano can do because a lot more developers are actually creating tools to use your Cardano for. And again, to repeat what Charles has said, he said that the timelines are good. August, September, somewhere around there is going to hold strong for when the new Alonzo update will happen. Now, a Cardano decentralized exchange has raised $1.5 million ahead of the launch. Now, I do want to preface this with $1.5 million. I know it sounds like a lot of money. It actually really isn't that much money. If you look at some of the decentralized exchanges right now, like just taking a look at the decentralized exchanges actually will give you a good idea. But if we go to exchanges and DEX on CoinGecko, it'll actually tell us how much volume that some of these decentralized exchanges take. And you can tell that PancakeSwap is 467 million. So $1.5 million isn't that big of a deal. But it's still good to see that developers are working to build stuff on the system once Alonzo's coming out. And of course, it's just been a bit of a wait. Now, Charles did shout them out back on July 5th, but I want to make sure that everyone's careful with how they're looking at certain people and following exactly what they do or what they say and basically investing on a dream that they're selling. There's nothing wrong with Charles Hoskinson. I think he's a very good mind in the space, and I think he's doing very well. But at the fear of pissing off some people, I do think that sometimes he has a bit of a grandiose ego. But I get it, he's built one of the most fantastic decentralized networks. And it's probably going to do wonders with people that are unbanked right now, bringing them into the financial system. And it's also important to note that Charles Hoskin himself, as much of a good mind as he is, he doesn't control Cardano. Cardano, again, is a decentralized blockchain. Again, to repeat what we spoke about earlier this week, Charles Hoskinson did mention that as soon as the new Alonzo update is out, then at that point, developers can go ahead and start running smart contracts on the code. So at that point, the code will be live and they can go ahead and start implementing. And just know that there are at least a couple of DEXs now that we know of. We know of SundaeSwap and we know of Cardex. And we're probably going to see a number of other decentralized applications appear on Cardano. You're also going to be able to jump into Stakepools. If you ever wanted to take a look at the Cardano Stakepools, you could go to adapools.org and you can actually see a whole list of the Cardano pools. They'll give you the return on the individual pools and all the stats for each pool. You can search pools and whatever. If you ever want to know which pool I'm delegating to, I'm in the ITC stake pool, which is into the cryptoverse for Benjamin Cohen. If any of you want to follow that, that's exactly what I'm doing. I don't have any sort of stake pool, maybe in the future. But this is how you see all the stake pools other than Daedalus or Euro. Now, it's important to note that as these decentralized applications come out, they're probably going to have stake pools that you can earn their native tokens. So if you do see a project that looks very good and you're very bullish on that's being built on the Cardano network, at that point you can delegate to that stake pool and you can earn their tokens in kind on the Cardano network. So it's important to note that when you're looking into other dApps that eventually come out on the system. And again, we're still early, so none of this is going to happen right away, but you are going to see a lot more activity over the next coming weeks and months. So let's talk about ADA and the ADA chart right now. Cardano is currently at $1.31. Now, some people have been calling for a drop, but I actually think Cardano is in need of an increase. Now, the only reason that we're dropping right now is because Bitcoin is currently at 39,213. But I'm not overly concerned as long as we get more bullish and get above the 42,000 mark for Bitcoin. But Cardano has held at $1.30 basically this entire time that we've gone through this dip. I mean, it's gone down below to our dramatic line of support of roughly around $1 Cardano. So if we take a look there, that's roughly our line of support here is $1 Cardano. Now, one thing to note about Cardano is we are kind of seeing lower lows over time. So we are seeing a downwards trend for Cardano in the long term. But the reason why I'm not concerned about that is because this is just now when we got bullish, when we've been in kind of trading in a bear market. Whether or not we're going to get out is completely reliant on Bitcoin, and I've said that before. But if it does get out, what exactly could happen to Cardano? I do think that if Bitcoin can continue its rise and continue being bullish and get us out of this bear trend, then most likely Cardano is in short order going to hit back up to its all-time highs. So roughly around that $2.40, $2.50 mark is where we should be able to see Cardano in the near term. And again, this price target is completely contingent on whether or not Bitcoin is able to rebound. But there's a lot of support for Cardano at these levels, so I can't really see it dipping all that much. Even if we do see Cardano dip, most likely will not dip below $1 for Cardano. Taking a look at some of the other price charts, surprisingly enough, well, this isn't surprising because Bitcoin's currently dumping and Cardano holds a lot of support. But Cardano is up against the ADA BTC chart, so we could be seeing a possible breakout for here. Now, this really depends on if Cardano can continue going up while Bitcoin is going down, which shows a lot of health and support for Cardano. And also we know that there's a slight uptick in new wallets. We've seen a slight uptick in seeing staking delegation. So there's more activity happening on Cardano right now. So there is a little bit more support in the system and it's able to hold over this Bitcoin dump that we're kind of going through right now. At this point, Bitcoin's up a huge amount over the last week. We can't be upset where Bitcoin is right now. But we are seeing definitely the reflection here of Bitcoin going down by Cardano giving a little candle up. So we will most likely continue seeing this trend go up before it goes down, but we'll most likely see it in the red when Bitcoin starts pumping again. Now, taking a look at the Ethereum chart, Ethereum has obviously been on a huge tear over the last little while. We've seen a huge stretch of green candles all the way through, and that has done its kind of damage to the Cardano Ethereum chart. But this could be a very bullish thing because often when things are at its lowest low or the fairly low area for a chart, it's going to try to shoot up to the upside. So right now it's looking a little bearish for Cardano. Cardano's hitting a massive low here. So we are kind of seeing the Cardano Ethereum chart suffer a little bit, but again, it's not that big of a deal. Ultimately, sure, we're seeing kind of a red day for Cardano, but that's not going to last for long. I'm hugely bullish on where the system is going to go. I know a lot of people have their criticism of whether or not Cardano is going to change the world or what they think of Charles Hoskinson. Even I have my criticism of good old Charles. But that shouldn't turn you off from what looks to be a very good investment. If you consider where Cardano came from at sub 3 cents, it's been a huge rise from that point. And Cardano, the blockchain, achieves to fix a lot of problems that we have in our monetary policy and for the people that we just simply leave behind in this world. Because often it's all about the needs of the few over the needs of the many. But as much as people like to have nice things, greed steps in, and usually that funnels money away from people that need it. So I am talking traditionally about people that are unbanked. And consistently, Cardano has shown that their efforts are focused directly at those people and propping up the people that were left behind in the legacy financial system. It's interesting because I feel like with blockchain, we kind of have a new start to everything. So I'm really bullish on where Cardano is going to take us with the new blockchain world. Again, I'm still very bullish on other projects. You guys all know that I'm a huge Polkadot bull. But at the same time, I think Cardano is doing something fundamentally different, and it's going to impact the areas that it's deployed in. Now, you might be asking, okay, where could Cardano go then at a market peak? What is my price target? Now, I firmly believe that the market peak for Cardano, the best price that you're probably going to get is roughly around the $8 mark, is probably where we're looking. Now, this is where I'm going to ruffle some feathers because I don't believe that we're going to hit a market peak in September. A lot of people do believe it, and that's fine, and I will be happy to be proven wrong at that point. But I most likely think that we'll continue by the end of 2022, even into 2023. It's very possible that that happens. It's very possible that this Bitcoin dip keeps us below and still trading within our channel and still trading these areas in the meantime. That being said, I can't deny that the possibility of us hitting a market peak in September is actually real, but we do have basically a month to 2 months to hit that. So if we do hit that in the next 2 months, You guys know my price target's around the $8 mark, so I'll sell maybe before then, just a little bit at a time. But with Cardano, I've said it before in this video and plenty other videos, I'm most likely going to hold on to a good portion of my bag. That way I can contribute to stake pools, and that way I can get involved in a lot of projects that come out in the future. That's it for me, everybody. Hopefully this gave you some insight on where Cardano is in the current market. Hopefully you guys are enjoying your Monday and in Canada the holiday. And if you do like these videos, go ahead and give me a like. It really helps support this channel. And subscribe so you don't miss any crypto news, content, or analysis. That's it for me, everyone. Happy hodling.